Hello guys, my name is Ihsan Faiz. I'm Master of English from National University of Modern Languages in Master of History, B.Ed in MA from the University of Peshawar, and I've been teaching English grammar for the last 20 years. And I am also the author of this book, Modern English Grammar Book, which is included by 700 pages. This is a complete English grammar book. So I teach you English grammar, and in this class I'll teach you adjective clauses, but a specific topic in adjective clauses, and that is using whose in adjective clauses. So in this class I'll teach you how we can use whose in adjective clause. This is one topic of this class, and the second topic of this class will be how to change a sentence into adjective clause, and this is the most important one because these sort of questions are usually asked in many exams and tests, that you are supposed to change a sentence into a clause, and many of the students don't know how to change them. So if you study this lesson carefully, you will have the ability to change a sentence into a clause. So first of all, we are going to discuss this one. So using whose in adjective clause. Whose is the possessive case of who. Okay, so we have three cases of who, whom, and whose, and this is the possessive adjective and possessive case of who. So this is the possessive case of who, and it is used in adjective clause. How we can use this in adjective clause? So here, look at this sentence. I know the boy. This is one sentence. His car was stolen. I know the boy. His car was stolen. So these are two sentences, and this is the possessive case of he. Possessive case of he, and this is possessive adjective. Possessive adjective of personal pronoun. Now we are going to change to make adjective clause using whose. So how we will make? Look at this structure. I know the boy whose car was stolen. So from here, whose car was stolen, this is adjective clause made with whose, the possessive adjective. This is possessive adjective. Now here, this his modifies this boy. So I know the boy, his car, the car of the boy. So his car was stolen. This is personal pronoun in the possessive case, and this is here possessive adjective because it shows possession, his car. So it means that the car is possessed by this boy. So this is possessive adjective, and here this is also plays the role of a possessive adjective, but here it is the possessive adjective of personal pronoun. So possessive adjective of personal pronoun, and it is the possessive adjective of interrogative pronoun. So whose modifies this his, and we can change, we can make adjective clause with whose car was stolen. So I know the boy whose car was stolen. We made adjective clause with whose. Now here to this second sentence. The girl writes well. The girl writes well. I read her composition. I read her composition. Now we are going to make another adjective clause with whose. The girl whose composition I read writes well. The girl whose composition I read writes well. Now you see, her is used for this girl, and this is possessive case of she, possessive case of she, and here it is possessive adjective because it is used before this noun. And here whose composition, now this her is modified by this whose, okay, and from here whose composition I read. So from here whose composition I read up to there, this is adjective clause made with whose, started with whose. So in this case, the girl writes well, whose composition I read. So this is main sentence, and this is dependent clause, which is adjective clause, and all the adjective clauses are dependent clauses. Now here, come to this one. Mr. Jones has a motorbike. Its price is very high. So motorbike, its price, it modifies this motorbike, okay. And now we are going to change it into adjective clause. So Mr. Jones has a motorbike whose price is very high. Whose price is very high, this is adjective clause started with possessive adjective whose, and this possessive adjective modifies this its, and this modifies this bike. So in this case we can make adjective clause with whose. Now it's over. The second point, how to change a sentence into into adjective clause. For example, these sort of questions are asked. It's not necessarily be asked about adjective clause. You may be asked that to change a sentence into a clause. So whenever this sort of question is asked to change a sentence into a clause, so it means that you have to change a complete sentence into a clause, which is a dependent clause. So whenever this question is asked, you will change in this way. I know the boy, his car was stolen. Now his car was stolen, this is a complete sentence, and this is independent clause. And if you are asked to change this sentence into a clause, so you will change in this way. I know the boy whose car was stolen. So here whose car was stolen, you change this sentence into adjective clause. It means that you modified or you changed a complete sentence into a clause, or you can say you changed an independent clause into a dependent clause. And now his car was stolen, so this is independent clause, and if you want to change it into a dependent clause, so you will change in this way, whose car was stolen. So this is the answer of this question when you want to change a sentence into a clause. So I know the boy whose car was stolen, and then it needs a main sentence, and the main sentence is here. Now here, the girl writes well. I read her composition. So if this question, if this sentence comes to you and you are supposed to change into a clause, so you so you will change in this way. I read her composition, whose composition I read. Whose composition I read her composition, whose composition I read. So from here up to there, this is adjective clause, and you change a sentence into a clause. And here Mr. Jones has a motorbike, its price is very high. So if you want to change this sentence into a clause, so you will change in this way, whose price is very high. You change a sentence into a clause. So these were the answer of these two questions. Now another important point, we can use whose for both the people and the things. For example, whose is used for the people here. His car was stolen, so whose car was stolen, so it is used for this boy. And here it is used for this girl, whose car, whose composition, so it is used for this girl. And it is also used for the things, like here motorbike is a thing, so it is used for this bike, whose bike. It modifies its, and it modify bike, motorbike, so whose is also used for the things. In short, you can say that whose can either be used can be used for both the people and the things. You can use whose for both of them. So the summary, whose can be used for the people and for the things, and we can make adjective clause using whose, and whose will be taken in the beginning of an adjective clause with its noun. Okay, and another important point, that whenever you talk about a clause, so every sentence is also a clause, but every clause cannot be a sentence. Okay, so this is a clear-cut summary of my this lecture. And if you want to study my other videos, so you will click on that subscribe button, and then you will click on the bell icon. After that, an interface will be open to you, so you will click on all. So all my videos will come to you, and then when you go to my channel, so you will click on videos, and you can watch all my videos step by step, and you can improve your English grammar. If you have any question about grammar, you can ask me in comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.